middle of talking, and then being like, "Oh no!
Wait a minute. Were you asked
It
if we
is
were
time
ready?
to start." Hello, everybody, and welcome to That Checks Out with Damon and Ted. You can't see it now, but we have our guest today, the dumpster.
Yes. And he pointed in my direction, but luckily the dumpster's sitting on this side, so we're okay.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, you're just past the dumpster, so that point could have been for anyone.
Right.
Damon, how was your week?
Our week was good, but I do want to talk about after we recorded last time. Remember, we made a stop.
Yeah, because we had time between when we finished recording and when we had to go do our secret project.
Correct.
Which telling you it's a secret project does not tell you what the project is, because I'm only calling it a secret project.
Correct.
He's like, you're telling everyone. Like, right, we want people to know a project is coming. We're just not telling you what.
Just for the record, when I do an at everyone, I'm going to block Ted from that post, or Ed from that post when I do that, just so he knows. So it'll be at everyone minus Ed.
I was going to say, someone tagged you in a post. Oh, just at everyone.
Yeah.
No, we stopped for lunch on the way. Well, we stopped for lunch. We both turned it into brunch.
Yeah. We turned it into brunch. It was kind of weird. He goes, so what are you thinking about? And I'm like, well, I think I'm going to do breakfast because I'm pretty sure I want biscuits and gravy. And I'm going to look really stupid if I order like biscuits and gravy and a hoagie. so I turned it into a skillet with an opener, if you will, of biscuits and gravy. In which case, she took orders and we said, hey, put that in as if it's an appetizer.
Well, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. You order biscuits and gravy to me.
Yeah.
No, say that.
Oh, I want biscuits and gravy.
Did you want the half or the full order?
Okay. Well, here's what I'm going to tell you. It's $1 more. So what I said?
You said it's
fiscally speaking, I believe it is in my best interest.
I think you said it was more fiscally responsible.
Yeah, more fiscally responsible to up the $1 and get the full order.
It had nothing to do with your health or caloric intake. It was for $1, I get another biscuit and some more slathering to gravy. Yes.
Ooh, yeah. Giddy up. But then,
your
opener.
You said all that, and I was like, that is ridiculous. I will have the chicken Malibu sandwich, but I would like to start with a waffle.
Yeah.
Oh no. She's like, what soup? I'm like, yes, I want the chicken and noodle soup, but I would like to start with a waffle.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, I'll put that in as an appetizer, and then 10 minutes later, I'll put in your order. And we're like, where are you getting this 10 minutes?
What's the 10 minutes thing?
Like, I will have it done by the time you like walk away from the table.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she put the waffle down, turned around to talk to someone else, and was like, turned back around. I was like, where is it? I'm like, I ate it.
Yeah.
Where do you think I put it? No, this is the best part. I think you forgot, is we sat down. She's like, you guys ready? And she's,
oh yeah, I wasn't listening.
Yeah, you weren't listening. Because we were like bantering with all this
but
stuff.
She
She's
said,
like,
you need
another
more time.
Yeah. And Damon was like, no. And so she's like, okay, what would you like? And he's like, wait, what's happening?
Yeah.
And I said, you just told her you're ready to go. He's like, I'm not ready to go. I'm like, I know you're not ready to go. I'm enjoying this train wreck. She's like, okay, I'll give you some time. She goes to the next table. It's like, you guys want some more coffee? They said, yes. She turns around and says, you guys ready? 8 seconds.
Yeah, honestly, if I was in a rodeo and I stayed on for the full time, she'd be asking me while I was still on the bowl.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm telling you right now.
It was amazingly quick.
Yeah.
Just literally, hey, are you guys ready to go?
Yeah, so I gave you some time.
Well, yeah, it was like, hey, so the guy comes down. The guy sees us like, what can I get you to drink? I say coffee. Damon says, I would like an unsweet tea, no sugar, no lemon. That's his go-to.
Yeah.
So the waitress comes up, it's like, I need some drink. No, I already told him what I wanted to drink. She's like, okay, did you want this or this? And the last question is, are you guys ready to order? Or you guys need any more time? No.
Yeah.
So Damon,
I stopped listening.
And then literally gives us 8 seconds, comes back around, and we're like, we're not ready yet. He didn't even open the menu.
Right.
So this is the fallacy. If you ever tell a waiter or waitress that you need more time, after the second time, you'll never see him again.
Right. Yeah, correct.
It was from the distance between the first question to the second question, 8 seconds. From the second to the third, probably 11 and a half minutes.
I was going to say, 13 minutes.
Yeah, it was like, cool. Yeah. We're ready now.
Yeah. I should have got the buffet. Yeah. I'd already be eating.
To the guy's credit, when he brought up the refill,
yeah,
there was a lemon on it, and he noticed that I'd taken the lemon from the first one. He's like, oh, you don't want the lemon. But then he just continued to put it down anyway. Yeah. Hey, card laid, card played, man. Yeah. You're already getting that lemon.
So you're not a fan of what I'm giving you. Here it is. Yeah, it's pretty solid. But no, I wanted to bring that up because that was fun. And then yes, we went and worked on our secret project.
Yeah. She asked if we need anything. I asked for a different seat.
Yeah. Remember when she
did give us therapy?
She did ask it one time, and I feel bad. But you held back. But she did say, she goes, "Do you guys have any more questions?" And I go, "Yeah. Why doesn't my dad love me?" And I said it with a straight face. And Ted's laughing now. He kept a straight face, but he wanted to lose it.
Oh, I bit my tongue so much on that.
Now, here's where we got stuck to some of our joy. We were in a public place. She had a mask on, so I couldn't see her facial expression fully, but I saw her eyes. She was extremely shocked and disappointed at the same time. And it was just like, oh boy, but she didn't really have an answer to that. So I was very much, I caught her off guard, but it was just one of those, do you have any more questions? And it just come out that fast.
Yeah.
But real dry, just, yeah. Why doesn't
if you want to hit me up on the socials later, I'll tell you what, we replayed that conversation on the drive home from the Secret Project. And I was like, Damon, this is what I was going to say.
Yeah.
But I didn't.
Yeah. He gave me the should have said.
Yeah. And it stopped the car.
Yeah,
it basically shut down the entire world.
Yeah,
when
I laughed so hard it wasn't even funny. We both did. So we talked about that. That happened. Do you have anything interesting with this week? If not, I got a couple stories I can get into.
This week was awful. I don't.
No, nothing.
Nothing really good happened. It was just straight up.
So can we go into some stuff I saw on the TV?
Yeah, go.
Okay. So here, Nicole had the news on one morning, and the news said in New Jersey now, there's a new stalker law that states you must know your stalker before pressing charges. To which, in my brain, that means like, how do you get to know?
Don't know them?
Well, yeah. But I'm saying, do you have to get to know them? Is that what they're saying?
Yeah.
Like we need to spend more time together. Isn't that what you're trying to prevent happening? Right. Like maybe us building a bond, going to the Hamptons for the weekend,
Fine. You want to go get some coffee? Ooh, no, not what you're thinking.
Right. Well, my other thing is, how great is that? Because, to get to know them, you don't really have to get like shower up and get dressed. You can just be like, the stalker's like, I'll meet you in the kitchen in 10 minutes. You know what I mean?
I slapped cuffs on the third date.
Yeah.
I think you're talking about two different things.
This is so weird. But no, it was just weird the way they said it. They're like, you have to know your stalker. It's like, I don't know that anybody, if you're being stalked, isn't that the secretive side of it? Is that you don't really know?
That makes me feel like the government of New Jersey is stalking people.
Right.
we gotta get a loophole in here quick.
Yeah.
We gotta get a loophole in here quick.
Yeah. The governor, look, nobody knows me. This is where I get off. Okay. This is where I get it.
Wait, isn't that the governor?
Yeah. Foiled. Yeah. But like the guy's just like, I'll meet you downstairs in 10 minutes. I'm in your attic. You know what I mean? It's like, what do you do?
Yeah, I'll meet you downstairs. Could you pull the attic ladder?
Yeah.
It's much faster than going out through the window and crawling down the roof.
Yeah, I would really appreciate that. You have a loose soffit up here, and I've been climbing out of that like a raccoon. So, by the way, you snore. You might want to look into some sleep apnea. But no, it's just so weird.
Yeah, hold on. Let me turn these cameras off. I don't want to waste power.
There's certain things I don't want witnesses for. This is one of them.
Immediately after that law was passed, Hallmark was like, well, we got to get a card for that.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And then everyone under 25 was like, what's a card?
Yeah. What is that? Can I send a meme? Can I just send a meme to him? So, hey, the other thing I saw, and I saw it on TikTok, so I had to research a little bit. This is a real thing. A funeral stripper. Have you heard of this?
No.
Okay. It's a real thing. It says funeral strippers are exotic dancers, of course, usually young women who sing and dance and remove clothes at a funeral or a procession to a funeral as a way to celebrate life of the deceased and to attract mourners. So what it is when you have no friends and you want people to come to your wake.
Well,
okay.
That could be, but the French author Victor Hugo went to see ladies of the night, let's say, so often that they shut down the brothels the night of his funeral so that they could go say goodbye to him.
Really?
Yeah. So maybe someone was like, hey, you know what? We got pervs.
Yeah.
Maybe their friends will want to see him one more time.
But so then I guess, my new invention, okay, get on board with this. My new invention then is going to be a casket with a stripper pole out the top of it. So you can do that.
Dance right on the dead?
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think?
Ooh, no, I don't.
Huh?
No, I don't know about that.
But you don't shut the lid. They need to be able to see what's going on. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I like how it says to celebrate the life of the deceased. Maybe it's just me, but is that really the time where you're like, hey, I sure hope that I'm celebrated with strangers I don't know, where all my friends are tucking a buck or whatever they do. You know what I mean? It's like, what do you do it? What do you do it? And then
now, as they're lowering it down, does it the person's like lower down in the pole with it?
Yeah. Well, my other thought is we have a friend. I won't say his name, but we have a friend who's in the funeral business, and I just thought, what if for his business, how they always show the family gives you photos and they put together a nice video, and they have the nice calm music in the background. What if they switch that to like California by Tupac?
Well,
so they got something going.
I was gonna say, like, what if they do that for like most of it, and then when it's time for cinnamon to come out, all of a sudden it just cracks. Like, where's my party people? No, welcome to the casket, cinnamon.
You got this guy work. He's doing comedy clubs and funerals.
Yeah.
You just
the Zany's Nashville DJ.
You doubled his game. Doubled his game. So,
but he's got to do that weird crackly mic where like, now coming to the stage, cinnamon.
You almost sounded like a 50s guy right there, like going back in time. But yeah, no, I thought that was pretty funny. Yeah, put your hands together. Yeah. Except for you, bud. I know you can't do that, So, hey, my last thing, and I read this last night. I just screenshotted it. I don't even know what the story is. Don't care.
Oh, no.
Here's the headline. My party of two spent $799 on a dinner cooked by 3 Michelin star chefs, and I was mostly blown away by the dishes. So, is it 3 individual 1 Michelin star chefs, or is it a 3 Michelin star chef?
Yeah, read it again.
My party of 2 spent $799 on a dinner cooked by 3 Michelin star chefs, and I was mostly blown away by the dishes. So
you're saying is it?
Is it 3 people?
Are there 3 people? Are there 9 stars?
Right.
Are there 3 people with 1 star each?
Right. And lastly, were you blown away by the dishes because they fed you on paper plates? Okay, was it just merely the dishes? Oh my God, the China work was great.
Because the maximum we can have is I guess you got more stars. If they
I don't know how many stars a Michelin chef.
I think you have 3 max. So it could be 9 stars, but is it 1 each? Just 1 of 1, 1 of 2, 1 of 1?
It's like it's like your realtor. It's like, yeah, we have 700 years of experience. Gil has 672 of them. You know what I mean?
That size. Like 4 years, 64 years.
Yeah.
We have 72 years of experience.
72 years of experience. You've only been open for 4 years, right? But so what are you getting out of that? You thinking we got 9 stars? You thinking we got 3 and 1 guy, or you thinking we got 3 1 guy, 1 star chefs? How would you interpret it? It's just so weird how it leaves it open. And I wasn't going to open the story. It was clickbait to me.
Literally not.
I'm like, I'm not going to open it. I don't care. I don't want to know. It's more fun to think of it this way. You know what I mean? So, but then I thought too, like I said, what if it was like paper plates or like the Chinette stuff or this, you know what I mean? And it's like, I was blown away by the dishes. So the food was okay, but it was the way it was presented was awful. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what it's like you get to find out. Is it 1, 2, 1? Because I want the 2 guy to cook my steak.
Right. The
1 and 1 can be on apps.
Yeah. Salad, carrots.
You're doing dairy dessert. Yeah, give that to the 1 guy. I'm not eating it.
Go ahead. Yeah. Look, Chef Deuce is doing the steak. All right. Deuces. Yeah. He's doing the steak. So, but no, I read that. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to take a picture of it because I thought it was kind of weird where it's like, you left so much open. And again, $799 for 2 people. Yeah. So you're talking.
Yeah, and there's people that can't afford, rent.
Right.
But let's drop $800 on on a 1 meal.
On 1 meal. Yeah. And then let's just, I was mostly blown away by it.
It was all right.
How high are your expectations? Yeah. I was mostly. So it wasn't worth the money. Yeah. But I wanted to tell everybody.
I'll give it a high meh.
And to me, isn't that like the ultimate nobody likes a bragger? Because it's like you're really saying, look what I paid for dinner. Look who cooked it for me. I was mostly, blown away by. So what does it take to fully blow you away?
It's a 3. Well, what if it's 300?
Oh, that would be awesome.
Well, does he cook anything? No, he's just here for the title.
He's just standing there picking stuff out of his ear with his pinky. Yeah. Is he going to touch my food? No.
He's just here for the headline?
No. We have 3 chefs.
If he doesn't show up, I can't put that in the headline.
Right.
That's why he's here.
He's Chef Boyardee to D. He is not allowed to cook. All right, so let's do... Here's the deal. This is coming out on Halloween. So we're going to do Halloween fun facts, Halloween strange story. And I have a TCO of the week, but we may not get to it because I have so many fun facts. We might have more fun with
this. This feels like sitcoms when they film their Christmas show in July.
Right.
And they're on stage at 150 degrees in coats.
It's sweeps week. It's sweeps. All right. So let's see here. Did you know, the fun fact, that jack-o'-lanterns used to be carved out of turnips, potatoes, and beets?
Yes, I did know that.
Okay. How did you know that?
Was that your follow-up question? Yeah. Or is that a... No, I knew he was going to know that. How did you know that?
My fun fact is, how would you know that? How seriously, how would you know that
before?
Okay. Okay, because it's just weird. So it says because they used to use them, then they would cook them afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't get a pumpkin in late August.
Yeah. Yeah.
Carve it and have it be mush.
And then have some kid mash it in the middle of your intersection up the street from where you live.
I know people complain that Christmas stuff comes out, too early. I swear they were advertising pumpkins in June.
Yeah.
Get fireworks and pumpkins.
Yeah. Well, and here I won't go into this one, but one of the fun facts I read was, I guess, Illinois, where we live.
Yeah, we're the largest. Suppliers.
We're the largest pumpkin supplier of like anybody. So we're it. All right. So there's also a traditional Halloween bread in Ireland. You familiar with this?
At this part in the sentence, no.
Okay. It's called barmbrack or just brack. The sweet loaf typically contains dark and golden raisins, as well as a small hidden toy or ring. This sounds dangerous.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff like that in Europe that can't come to the U.S. because our kids are too dumb to. Yeah. Like, there's a candy called Kinder.
Okay.
And they're Kinder balls, and there's like toys inside the chocolate ball.
Oh, the kids will swallow it.
Right. Well, here we call them Kinder Surprise, and there's a plastic egg inside the chocolate, and inside that egg is the toy. That's how we got. That's the loophole they used to get it over here.
Gotcha.
Because literally, kids were like, "What?" Actually, Nestle went around and made a Wonder Ball where they just put candy inside the chocolate.
Gotcha.
So you couldn't choke on the candy because it's just candy. I'm like, yeah, that seems American. How do we get around our kids being dumb? Do we train them? No, just put more food in their mouth.
Sir, we're going to put a jawbreaker in the middle of it. We call it a throat clogger. Okay, it's a throat clogger, not a jawbreaker. All right. This is what we do. We got a little we got a 10-year-old over there with a dad bod that's throwing these things back like there's no tomorrow.
How did grandma die? Well, she choked on a throat clogger. Yeah. I don't know if I want extra details.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't. Will those same throat cloggers be at the funeral? I don't know. So I love when your face turns red. It means I said something probably really not appropriate. So anyway, the fastest pumpkin carving.
I just said throat clogger. I said something probably maybe not appropriate.
The fastest pumpkin carving only took 16.47 seconds.
Wait, was it just the pumpkin doing the surprise face? So just 3 circles?
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah.
Literally just took a drill. Done.
Yeah. But this guy, Stephen Clark of New York, holds the Guinness Book of World Records distinction for having carved the speediest lantern. In order to nab the title, it had to contain a complete face, including eyes, nose, mouth, and ears. No word on whether the expression was silly or scary. I'm with you. It was scary.
Yeah.
It was shocked. It was surprised, But so yeah, 16.4. Listen, if I used my Sawzall, I'd have a hell of a time doing that.
I'm telling you, use a drill.
Yeah.
You go, eye, mouth.
Yeah.
Half moon for the nose, and then just like slice, ear.
Yeah, but still 16.47 seconds.
I'm not saying it's easy. Saying Steven put some effort into it, man. Give the guy some credit.
How does this guy, Ma, give me some more deviled eggs. I'm training.
He's sitting there one day. He's
in the basement.
He's sitting at his kitchen table, and he looks up at his wife, and he's like, Jessica,
yeah.
I'm going to need some pumpkins.
And I'm going to need this tattoo recovered on my back. Yeah. Because that was a joke from the way in.
I wasn't going to go to that point because it wasn't pertinent.
Yeah.
I just said Jessica's like, I knew you'd laugh.
Yeah.
But yeah, just literally, like, what flips people's brains like that?
Was it Jennifer? It was one of the two, but yeah, it was a J name.
It was Jessica.
It was a J name.
Yeah.
But you threw it out, and I started laughing.
What flips people's mentality where suddenly I'm like, I'm going to carve the fastest jack-o'-lantern.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. He's just sitting there eating, his oats.
Maybe his love for pumpkin pie. He's like, what? I got to give back to the pumpkin industry somehow. How do I do that?
I said eating his oats. We're having some dishwasher issues. Home life, everyone. Let's take the curtain back.
Mid-40s.
Yeah, mid-40s. All the money we make from this podcast is not fixing my dishwasher.
Yeah.
So Tina's looking for a bowl, and the ones she wants are in the dishwasher, not clean because it's not working right.
Yeah.
And I was like, I know. I'd eat my oatmeal out of a pasta dish like some sort of scumbag. Don't talk to me about your little dishes that are missing. Instead of my bowl being tall and deep, it was shallow and wide. That's not how you eat oatmeal, lady. That's not how you do it.
You are correct. You should not. You should have a deep bowl of oatmeal to dive into.
Yeah.
You should not have a shallow covering.
Yeah.
No, I you know what?
You see that
I feel bad for you.
That Twitch personality that was at TwitchCon and dove into a foam pit and broke her back.
Yeah.
Basically, those people built my oatmeal bowl.
Right. Yeah.
I gotta go to put a big spoonful of oatmeal in. Tink.
Yeah.
Tink.
You're 6 foot tall diving into a 2 foot foam pit. You're going to hit bottom.
It was 1 foot of foam, but somebody was like, good enough.
You're going to hit bottom. Okay. I got news for you.
We literally would have just been like, Fook.
Yeah.
Oh, those guys are down there.
Then it would have been a 4 foot foam pit because at least we would have made a little more. Kids, you jump right here. It's safe. Jump right here.
I can't imagine what would have happened because I know that back pain.
Yeah.
I've had that back pain.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Oh.
All right. Hey, in Germany, it's tradition for people to hide their knives on Halloween night. The goal is to prevent returning spirits from getting injured. Okay. I'm a returning spirit. Last thing I want to do is get shanked, right? Because what's it going to do to me? What's the thought process? Your thought should be, we don't want them to pick up the knives.
When you said what's going to do to me, because I was just about to say, do you think Germans go to the store and be like, so tomatoes, bread, slices what? How does it cut spirits?
Yeah. Right.
What's the best knife for spirits?
That's the old Ginsu commercial. Cuts through a can,
Yeah.
cuts through a spirit, cuts through a tomato. You know, you're like, what are you doing? But no,
you can slice some nicks off this hammer. It goes right back to cutting those spirits. Just like, we hide our guns because we don't want the ghosts to be shot.
Yeah. Right. We don't want the souls of other people, because that's really what you're saying. Okay, here we go. Look, I'm more worried about that ghost not liking me and picking up said knife and be like, I swear someone threw that knife at me.
Guys, we have to discontinue jarts. Why? Because kids are getting killed? No, because they're slicing through the air.
Yeah.
The air is getting sliced as we throw them.
There are shrieking ghouls that are getting injured left and right.
German are pretty sensible people.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a
there was a point in time where they were a
little bit.
Yeah.
But for the most part, they're not like known for shenanigans.
Right.
This feels really shenanigan-y.
Shenanigan-y?
Yeah. What did I say 2 weeks ago or whatever it was?
I don't know, but informy.
Uniformy.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Well, we got there.
Yeah. All right, so here's my next one. In the film Halloween, the knife sound effects were made by plunging a knife into a watermelon.
That I didn't know.
You did know that?
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense because that's probably no,
I don't know. That is set in a fictional Illinois town. Do you think they did that because of the fact that Illinois is the biggest producer of pumpkins, or was that just a happy coincidence?
That was a happy coincidence. So, and they didn't want to go to Germany because they couldn't have knives.
Judge Garber's like, get out of town. Really? Well, that just worked out fine and dandy, didn't it?
Wait a minute. Okay.
Well, I saw someone post, everyone's saying that this latest Halloween is terrible. Like, yeah, what do you expect? It's chapter 39.
Right.
Like, how far do you think we get into this? Is like, you're not going to get lowered returns.
Yeah, they have to do it before Jamie Lee Curtis in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what they have to do. So otherwise, how's she going to get away? There's stairs. She's a goner. You know what I mean? What do you do? So hey, she
literally will be begging in Central Park like Eddie Murphy in Trading Spaces.
So fun fact: when my kids, when Chuck and Miss were real little, we'd go to bed at night, and they'd come lay in bed with me and fall asleep, and then Nicole would wrestle them into bed later because I always fall asleep early, and I get up real early. So we're in bed and we're watching on one of the movie channels. We're watching Friday the 13th. Now, when I say little, I mean Miss is probably 3.
Yeah, you have to say this because we can't say when Damon was little. We can only say when he was younger.
Yes, yeah. Before Damon had a dad bod.
Yeah, there was never a time when Damon was little.
Age 11. So, no, but
4.
But my point is that they were like 3 and 5. So we're watching this, and what's funny is, so I'm using it as a teaching moment. I'm like, kids, what do we learn when we break down and need gas somewhere? And they're like, don't go in red barns. I'm like, we never go in red barns. Okay. So then we used to have a game when we travel somewhere, we do red barns. They'd be like, Dad, red barn. You know what I mean? And we just look and do stuff. Because where we live, hence, there's a lot of red barns.
I like how you're teaching your kids the potential places for serial killers. They can never make it in New Jersey.
So
because they'll never meet their stalkers.
So hand to God, my parents go on their covered bridge thing. They come back. They show the kids a picture of the place they stayed. Huge red barn. And Chuck's like, and you lived. You know what I mean? Because I always tell him, we don't go in red barns. We don't go in red barns.
Yeah, well, now Chuck learned that was when Chuck learned that you were a liar.
Yeah, right. Now my morbid curiosity says, I want to go in red barns. There must be really good stuff in there. So here, I want to do the next one. This is about kids. And this one's This one's weird because it's common sense to me. According to statistics, children are most likely to get into an accident on Halloween night. You mean when they put masks on where they can't see out the eyes and they walk around in public across streets?
Are they saying that on Halloween night, kids are the ones most likely to get in an accident, or kids are most likely to get in an accident because it's Halloween? You know what I'm saying?
Well, it says on Halloween night, the rates of pedestrian-related accidents generally increase. Of course they do. But it says statistics on that night, children are 43% more likely. Okay, because I don't have 43% more adults walking around.
Well, I was say, first off, it's usually dark.
Yeah.
They're focused on the houses. They're not focused on the streets.
Yeah.
They're focused on what they just got at the houses.
Yeah.
Half of them are wearing masks. They can't see their own hands.
Remember when we were younger?
It was just those plastic
We
masks.
wore vinyl and we'd sweat all day in it because it would always be hot on Halloween. You'd sweat all day in it with your white T-shirt and a pair of shorts on underneath or whatever you were wearing, so you could look like He-Man or Hulk or whatever. And you put on a cardboard mask that had
wasn't cardboard. It was
plastic mask that had a strap that you'd just snap your buddies with it most day long, or it would break and then you could put the mask on.
Yeah, but the plastic eyes would gouge into your own flesh.
Yeah, and the eyes were lined up with your cheeks.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, if I look down, well, yeah, if you're looking down, I'm going to get hit in the crosswalk. By the way, kids don't know what crosswalks are, so they cross wherever. When I'm driving, now on Halloween, of course, you're always looking. But normally when you're driving, you don't look for people to run across the street in the middle of the street,
Right.
Normally, but no, so I just think it's funny that's kind of pointing out the obvious.
That'd be like there's more Christmas-related injuries around Christmas.
Yeah. There's more tree fires in homes near the end of December than ever throughout the rest of the year.
There's more pool drownings in California than Maine.
But wait, you're more likely to get killed by a hurricane in Florida than in Idaho.
Right.
Ooh.
Than in Saskatchewan. That's hard for me to say.
Yeah.
Why? Because it's difficult in personal? No, I just really can't pronounce it.
So it takes me back. Listen, I'm going to do this. Went to a football game last night for my kid. It's an away game. Yeah.
It's like literally all his brain does the entire. How do I shoehorn this in?
How do I do that?
How do I?
No, but when you mispronounce or when you stuttered on Saskatchewan, I stuttered now. The announcer couldn't pronounce our kids' names, right? So he would try, and unfortunately, like one kid, he plays running back, right? His last name's Klukauskis. Well, I know how to say it. Okay, he doesn't. Every time he put extra K's in it, there's an X. I think I heard a Z one time. You're like, what's going on? So Chuck makes a sack, okay? And he goes, sack on the play. He doesn't even give his number because he's not going to try to say Paracchio.
Sack on the play, poo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Poo, poo.
I'm like, I'm up there, Chuck, we're screaming. And then I'm waiting to hear his name because, as a dad, you like to hear that. And they just go on to the next play. It's like, nope. You guys got any Paracchios in there? Nope. This is the funnel cake line. We're all good, But when you
fried Oreos are on the other side of the stadium.
But when you were saying that, and they butchered everybody. The quarterback, his name's Sarah. They were calling him Sierra. I'm like, ooh, like the mist. Ooh, look at, it was just so weird how they're just inserting letters.
Like the GMC that
was
90 feet from the drive-thru in front of us this morning.
Yeah.
That's just a PSA, folks. If you're coming through a drive-thru, park where they can reach you.
Yeah, if you have to Luke Duke your way out the window to get your stuff, at least put your truck in park first. All right? That's what you want to do. So you should not give enough room where you can open the door all the way, stand there, take your food from the window, and then get back in your vehicle. That's not how it should work. So hey, PSA, we're into doing this now.
Yeah, we're helping people.
That's been a PSA. All right. So here's another one. Some traditions state that walking backwards with inside-out clothes will let you see a witch on Halloween. It says, based on the old folk tradition, some people wear their clothes inside out and walk backwards on October 31st. This stems from the belief that upon doing so, a witch would appear to them at midnight.
For what purpose?
I don't know. Why do I want to meet a witch?
Yeah, exactly.
Why do I want to?
Why are we going out of our way?
Yeah.
To protect the spirits from knife attacks.
Yeah, that's right.
To find witches.
Yeah. What up, witches?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Just do whatever you want, man.
Yeah. And you know what? Hey, if you're out, if you're that desperate where you're looking for a check and that's what you're doing, I guess, because all witches are women, right? I'm not wrong there. Are there male witches? I believe witches is Wicca. That's a women thing, right?
They're wizards.
Wizards. Okay, we're not looking for wizards. Then you'd probably have
for those of you who paid attention, that was not Mac.
Hello, it's me, Michaela.
You know what's so long? I wasn't going to say anything.
Just like,
I was just going to let it go and be like,
I think we didn't even like mention it or anything.
No, I was going to let it go.
Mac is off this week, but we're in much better hands than usual.
Yeah, we actually.
That's why we were able to skim right into our show because.
And you realize when we started, we weren't saying something we weren't supposed to say like we normally are when the music starts because we got asked, "Hey, are you guys ready to start?"
Whenever you guys are ready, let me know. And I'm like, well, usually Mac just cuts in when we're in the middle of some awkward conversation that we do not want on air.
Yeah, Damon, how's that rash? Oh, hey, it's that checks out. You know.
Yeah, did you file those papers, or is the lawyer still working that out?
Right. So you can't be within 100 feet of them, huh?
I realize this is the first time we touched the board.
Yeah, it is. All right, so here's one that's absolutely disgusting. Around 35 million pounds of candy corn are produced on Halloween annually. 35 million pounds. I think they throw away 36 million pounds of candy corn.
Well, there was that running joke where they only made it once in 1968.
Yeah.
And it just keeps getting passed around.
Yeah. But the fact, it says that production started in the 1880s and became associated with the holiday of Halloween in the 1950s.
So what was it before? Just trash corn?
Yeah, well, they used to call it feed corn, is what it was called originally.
Well,
it wasn't
it
candy
does
corn.
look like feed corn.
It does. But it was just funny where it's like,
hey, y'all, do you want a candy that looks like the corn we can't eat, that tastes but it tastes like candy you don't want to eat?
Right.
Coming this fall from Brock's. Feed corn.
Is that where you went, Brock's?
Yeah. I figured they'd be the ones that make it.
All right.
Coming this fall, the Brock's Pick and Mix. Feed corn.
Okay, pick and mix. I can say so many different things that rhyme with pick and mix.
Hey, that's what it was called. You used to go to the store and you pick out.
Yeah. Oh, it's an and. Okay.
Just
Got ya. All right. How about this one? Some Halloween rituals used to involve finding a husband. This one I found very, very cool. In the 18th century.
I assume they didn't pick the ones in inside-out clothes walking backwards.
Yeah, right.
Not that guy.
It's real easy. What a loser, you know? Yeah. He's got his FUBU suit on backwards in the 1880s. That guy's wearing crushed velour, looking for witches.
Wearing cross colors?
I'm going out looking for witches, son.
Is he the Mac Daddy or the Daddy Mac?
Yeah. I know it'll make you jump. So it says...
Michaela, there was a band, actually a two-person group.
Before you were born, called Crisscross. And they would make you jump.
We should ask. Like we're in the middle. This is just when Mac would pop up.
Yeah.
Okay. Was anything interesting in your week you want to throw onto the That Checks Out podcast?
Oh God.
Hey, she's just as prepared as Mac is. All right, sounds good.
Sorry, I didn't know I'd be put on the spot.
So that's a no.
My life is so boring. Oh wait, I went to a Stranger Things pop-up wine bar last night.
How was that?
It was pretty cool. They were playing Stranger Things on the TV. They had like the whole setup going. They had like a Vecna martini, stuff like that. It was cool.
I am scrolling through my phone and do not see an invite. Stranger Things wine pop-up.
Yeah. It was a reservation.
Was it?
Ooh, so she planned on going and still you didn't get invited.
Was this in the nearby city that people speak of, or was it local?
Oh, it was local. Right at the Cork Wine Bar that, like, I don't know how long ago they opened, but right by like Sky Zone, you know?
Yeah, no, I'm
okay.
Yeah.
See, I've never seen Stranger Things, but I know it's like a phenomenon for people. They just love it.
Yeah.
So, is it like horror? What is it?
Yeah, it's like suspense horror.
But it's
a TV show. It's like super popular.
Yeah, it's basically nostalgic for it. It's like, you know, when people
like
when our parents were our age watching Happy Days.
Yeah,
it'd be like us.
It's like the Goldbergs. We watch the Goldbergs, and you're like,
it's like a spooky version of the Goldbergs.
Yeah, because I totally know what that is.
I was helping you out there. You don't need to worry about that.
All right. So you were not out personally then looking for a husband last night because it's not the 18th century. But had you found one, you would have told us on here, correct?
Oh yeah.
Okay, just checking. So now here's how you could have found one, just so you know. Okay. Women used to throw apple peels over their shoulder, hoping to see their future husband's initials in the pattern when they landed.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
You know what?
Imagine if you had a dog that loved apple peels.
Here's the thing. My initials are all straight lines.
Yeah.
Some of them are slanted.
They're all curly Q.
Yeah. It depends on how they're cutting the apple. If they're just doing that like the spiral, anyone with like the double S guy is pretty good. But mine are like all angles. Like, no, you're never getting a T and a W out of that.
Steve Smith's gone to every dance this series, man. Asked by every woman on the face of the earth. Yeah, the double S guys. But
Can you peel your apple in strips?
But
just give me a shot. That's all I'm saying.
It says then they would bob for apples at parties. The winner would supposedly marry first. Most spookily, they even used to stand in a dark room holding a candle in front of a mirror to look for their future husband's face to appear in the glass.
Now, jeez.
Here's the thing about bobbing for apples.
Yeah.
This was back when people didn't bathe as frequently as well. Let's go get a bucket of apples.
Yeah.
Let's trawl your open mouth around in a tub that other people have had their open mouth in before you and after you.
Yeah.
And just try to scoop up a piece of hard fruit that's hard to bite into in the first place.
But don't you think, like, say we had something today that was like bobbing for Reese's peanut butter cups. Well, I mean, you would just throw that out the window.
You want wet Reese's peanut butter cups that have been floating around and pulling other people's mouth juice. I got to feel
that's where speed is of the essence because you have to hurry up and get them before they get. I've never had a soggy Reese's. How could you get a soggy Reese's?
I'm telling you, it's hard to bite an apple when you have it like in your mouth.
Right.
Now it's in a tub of other people's saliva and you're like, let me get in my mouth on that.
What's weird is.
And then you want the one that can do that the best.
Yeah. And
that's my boy, Blue.
All the guys. They see the one chick come up and she's the meanest girl in town. They're throwing tangerines in there, watermelons.
they're kicking the bucket while she's in there. We had this
Every time she starts coming up, they smack the back of her head and it falls back in.
We had this work like game day where we would go to a park and like have we'd throw bags and do kickball and other kind of stuff. We were doing minute to win it games, and one of them was stacking something. Timer runs out. So the team that's like stacking is really focused. They don't know the timer's about to run out. I know the timer's about to run out. It's like 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, and I kick their table. Yeah. And it all come down. I've never seen more people wanting to murder me in one spot. It was so great.
Well, they weren't going to win anyway, right?
Yeah, it was already over.
Yeah, it was over.
But
it was over.
Boo!
See, it
was amazing.
But did it make you laugh? That's all that counts, man.
Yeah, and I should have been like, you want to marry someone? You marry me. Yeah. I am the king of this minute to win it.
Yeah. My name is Ted Apples Wilson.
I could go for a good apple.
Yeah. So, all right, let's do a TCO of the week. All right? TCO of the week, because this guy, he deserves it. A 25.
We need a thing for that. If anyone wants to submit,
figure
out what Brian's email is and email it to him.
Yeah, we need a drop.
Don't send it to us. I don't care. I would then just have to forward it to Brian.
I can't put it on the board.
So like TCO of the week.
Yeah,
but better.
So we need something. Yeah. So a 2,560 pound Minnesota pumpkin was crowned winner at this year's Way Off. I have a picture of it with the guy standing behind it, which is amazing.
Yeah, but the way he's standing.
Oh, yeah. It almost looks like he's at a different kind of party.
Right.
Yeah. Where they might have been bobbing.
Or he needs a doctor to look at that immediately.
They might have been bobbing for apples. Some people turn into temporary pumpkin enthusiasts during the fall season, but for others, their passion for pumpkins is so giant that it draws them to a unique type of competition. So it says on Monday, for the 49th year of the Half Moon Bay, California event that they do,
I like how you don't read these because you want them to be fresh.
Yeah.
But then we get in here and it sounds like, when those people in class, you'd be like, oh, don't make him read aloud. Don't have him read aloud.
Today, Junior.
I'll read twice.
Yeah. So
the half moon.
Yeah.
Bay,
So anyway, this 2,560 pound pumpkin.
I was giving you time to read ahead and you just kept going.
I was looking at you.
I know.
Yeah. It belonged to Travis Geinger. G-I-N and G-I-E. And so I won't call him Ginger.
Let's make fun of the announcer at the football game.
Yeah.
But now we get to read names.
Well, because I don't want to call him Ginger because it's not spelled Ginger. So he's a horticulture teacher. So I think he's cheating already.
Right.
Okay. I think he's got a leg up. You know what I mean? So it says he set a new North American record, according to the organizers.
Horticulture teacher.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the smartest bulbs in the. I took Hort 101 in college.
Whoa, we just lost a whole demographic of people. What are you doing?
No one likes a bragger.
Yeah.
But every fall semester they would have apple tasting day.
Okay.
And even if you'd taken the class 3 semesters ago or 2 years ago, you could just pop into that lecture hall and just eat apples. I know this because I did it.
Really?
But the year we were there, he's like, yeah, these might be a little weird because we actually, for some reason, stored these. We stored them with the onions.
Oh, no.
Every apple tasted like an onion. I was like, this is what you do for a living, sir. You've ruined apple tasting day for me.
You know what, though? I bet you anything he made with onions was delicious.
Yeah, probably.
It probably just had a sweet tinge to it.
Yeah.
I mean, that had to have been delicious.
Yeah, so I couldn't tell the difference between a John of Gold and a Royal Gala and a Honey Crisp and a Pink Lady. It was all just, this tastes like armpits and feet.
He's making caramelized onions. They're like, somebody bake an apple pie? You know?
Or that prank where they'll put caramel around an onion.
Yeah.
So people think it's a caramel apple.
It's like, hey, this doesn't taste that bad anyway.
Also, I used to draw like, I can draw like characters of faces decently.
Yeah.
I used to draw his face doing something stupid on the back of my quizzes, and he'd be like, "Oh, this is cute art, plus 10." I got like 175% in that class. I would just draw his face in the back, and he's such a narcissist. Is he related to you? No. I should look it up.
First off,
you got any family in horticulture?
I'm not a narcissist because I took a test that said I'm not. So it was on Facebook.
Yeah,
it's a scientific quiz.
You saw a shape that had dozens of triangles in it, and you're like, 7. There's 7 triangles. I'm not a narcissist.
There was only 7. That's all. So, but the most important one was me. I am not a narcissist.
Much like everyone else in this podcast, I forgot what we're talking about.
Yeah. So anyway, the world record was 2,703
Travis
pounds.
Tritt and his pumpkin.
Yeah, that was
Travis Ginger.
2,700 pounds, and it was in Italy. And that's Guinness Book of World Record recorded that. So it says about 30 pumpkin growers took part in this year's Way Off. And the competition itself drew hundreds of attendees. I bet they were all friends and family.
Like, did you see that article about the metaverse that Zuck's putting out?
Yeah.
1.5 billion metaverse found out they have 38 users.
Yeah.
And then someone was like, they found out all 38 were developers. And then Facebook was really upset because it turns out they have 55 developers on the project.
Yeah. So
that's what it feels like. Hundreds of people showed up.
Well, and what's funny is, you know who said that? Tim Beeman, who's the spokesperson for the Way Off. How are you? You need a spokesperson? Look, listen, we don't talk to them. We're going to put somebody out there. What are you, the president? Would you have somebody come up to the podium for you?
There's hundreds of people. You could just have someone be like, hey, here's what's up.
We're not even mic'd. We don't need to be mic'd.
Hey, no one brought a sound system. It's fine.
First up, hey, I would like to volunteer to be the announcer next year because I can scream from the top of stands louder than anybody on the face of the earth. I definitely will get to your hundreds of people.
Hey, John, can you hold your hand up? John's the back row. You could see he heard me because he lifted his hand.
Where's my party people?
No, seriously. Where are my party people?
There was tens to hundreds of people there.
There were tens of people there.
Yeah.
But, dude, there were 21. That's tens. That's 2 tens.
But it says, they show the picture and it says that he watched as his pumpkin was lifted and weighed in on Monday. They lift it with a fork truck.
I was just going to say, they got that guy that was stealing cars with a crane.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's mine. That's my pumpkin now.
So it says farmers begin planting seeds in April in preparation for the competition, Beeman said. You know
what I like? You know what I like? I'm going to dedicate this whole half acre for one pumpkin and hope it comes through.
Wait, are you on the world record plot? You better not be near that pumpkin. Somebody
has Tim reached out to you? No. Are you on the email thread from Tim, the spokesperson?
Wow.
Yeah, there's 8 people on the chain, guy.
So it's carefully weighed on a 5-ton capacity industrial strength scale. Okay. And that's the pumpkin, not me. I can see by the look on your face.
I was going to go there. My thing would be like, you can just see him throwing like hundreds of those, bathroom scales under it.
Yeah.
Well, what does that one read?
So this one here. Beeman said the tradition has been particularly meaningful to people during the pandemic. Listen, there's lots of stuff meaningful. I get it. It is what it is. But you're like, listen, it's me and the pumpkin. This is what the world's coming to. It's just me. He names Earl. It's me and Earl. Travis and Earl.
I'll give anyone the fact that says during the pandemic, people found a lot of hobbies and things that they didn't have time for. And now they've moved on and they've changed their lives and their passions and everything. I will be damned if you're going to tell me that weighing pumpkins is meaningful to anyone at any point in their human history.
But here's the next sentence in quotes. It's times like that people gravitate towards the things that bring a smile to their face.
Oh, my God.
You know what I really like? Pumpkins.
German spirits groaned at that.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? They're like,
put the knives out.
No, you damn it. I was just going to say, they're like, put the knives out.
Put the knives out.
Put the knives out.
Put them out.
We don't even care. Last time on Earth, we are leaving.
So it says Half Moon Bay is located in South San Francisco, considered itself the pumpkin capital of the world. We've already discussed there's no way they can be because it has to be the state of Illinois.
It's in Illinois.
Right. But it says the growers produce more than 3,000 pounds of pumpkins there. So if you...
Yeah, but apparently that's only 8 pumpkins.
Right. I was going to say. So I want to see the jack-o'-lantern guy carve that thing in 16 seconds. That's what I want to see.
It's just a real tiny quarter of the bottom. There it is.
You know what's weird, though? He gets done. How'd he die? Okay. Avalanche at the cave, at a cave in at the carving.
Yeah, he cut it at the bottom and all the guts just oozed out on him. Yeah. No, not down there.
The pumpkin seeds are like Chinese throwing stars. They're so sharp and big. Wow.
Yeah, like I can carve any pumpkin, and they pull like the 17 sewn tarps off of this one.
Yeah.
Boom. Oh no.
Oh. And that's the day he realized he could not carve any pumpkin.
He just carves a face at the top and calls it Jabba the Hutt and walks off.
All right. So that was our...
We got a lot more mileage out of that than I thought.
Yeah, that was our TCO of the week. All right. So old Travis and his award-winning pumpkin. All right. So here's a strange story, and I'm going to tell you what, it almost ties into something we already talked about.
Wait, what?
This is Strange Stories with Damon and Ted.
Ma, there's no more deviled eggs on the roof. Ma, there's no more deviled eggs on the
Oh,
roof.
you doubled up.
Doubled up.
I like it. So it says these friends turned 40 coffins into a thriving rental business. That's the headline.
I'm going to let it go.
Okay.
I'll let it ride. I would like more information.
All right. So the opening line says, I cannot explain to people's stupidity. I can only capitalize on it.
Are they renting because people went in and be like, look, we're just going to throw them on the ground. Do we need to buy it?
Right.
Are they just doing it for the show? And then you got any with a pole on it? Call these guys. Maybe you can get in on.
So it says the boss especially loves spitting out this wisdom during this specific time of year, the holiday season. Since our website sold merchandise through the affiliate marketing links a lot in October until January, these were absolute head scratchers. 3 friends from Bournemouth. So I don't know, maybe that's England. I don't know if it's here. Capitalize on an oddity and slight stupidity.
Bournemouth sounds like the doctor didn't know what.
Right? Yeah.
Is that the mouth?
I don't know.
It's a weird place for the mouth.
Your kid's either really ugly or he's constipated.
It's a weird
I
place
don't know
for a mouth.
It's odd. So, but it says they capitalize on the oddity and slight stupidity of people throughout the year with a business venture centered around renting coffins. The idea spawned at Halloween, explains Mike Waters. Mike Waters sounds like he knows what he's talking about. He's one of the 3 entrepreneurs behind Rent a Coffin.
Well, his name's terrible.
He should have.
I would have been like, we're offering a coffin. That's what I would have been.
Oh, I like where you're going here.
They'll stretch a little bit to make it work. But
it's all right though. I like where you're going here. I like where you're going. So it says Karl, one of the other founders,
does not sound that.
Yeah, Karl with a K too.
Yeah, definitely good. To put Mike as your spokesperson.
They should have put Rent a Coffin with a K. Karl could have been like, my idea.
Yeah.
Coffin with a K. Karl, I'm your guy. But he apparently didn't want his last name known. Always has lots of full weird stuff in the warehouse where he works. This particular time, he ended up with 40 coffins. The idea occurred to the lads that instead of taking a taxi to a Halloween party,
he just shows up with a backhoe and 40 coffins. Karl, don't ask. Don't ask. I'm leaving outside. They're going to air out a bit. Don't ask. All right, go ahead.
Well, I like the one they're like, who writing those coffins? Karl. Oh, Karl with a K for sure, right? Wait, Karl, nobody knows his last name? Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know Karl. Yeah, I know him. Okay.
Karl, no name? Well, that's too much like a name, so no.
Right. So the idea occurred to the lads that instead of taking a taxi to a Halloween party they were all attending, they could put the coffin in a van and carry someone into the party. Carry them in the coffin into the party. The joke went over incredibly well. Really?
How many people do you have on staff? Like, let's say you have 6 parties.
Yeah.
So you need someone to show up with a coffin in a van and carry it. Now, are they getting the friends out there to carry it? Or do you rent the people to carry it? That's a lot of staff.
Yeah.
For ta-da! And then, all right, I guess we're done. Hey, get out. I got another party at 8.
Load it up.
Yeah.
Load it up.
Hey, either die or get out.
As he's saying to die, you hear the van beep, 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 backing up to get him. So it says it was so well received, Waters laughed, that we decided to rent them out for a laugh. I kind of grew from there. Waters and another friend, James. So now we have James, no last name.
Yeah.
Karl And Waters, who says, I want you to know my first and my last name. So
Well, yeah, I was gonna say, put it down. Mike Waters. This is Karl. Nope. And James. Nah.
yeah. Right.
Not. Well,
So-
and Mike's like, why did I go first? Because you're the idiot, Mike. That's why we put you out front.
Right. We carry you in the coffin. You don't even know if we're going to let you out. You're the dumb one.
We wanted to do is go by JK.
So it says they run the business and coordinate the rentals through Karl at his warehouse. So
Sounds shadier the more you go.
yeah. Hey, so I got this guy, Karl, at a warehouse. If you ever want to be carried in a coffin, like say as a joke, I know a guy.
Hey, is that Karl with a K? Sure. That's what you want to tell people. Sure.
Because that Karl with a C, he's a real jerk.
I'm telling you, people ask him first, Karl with a K. Yeah.
Karl with a K.
Because it is Karl with a C, but he's like, they'll never figure it out.
Let's go with Karl, but with a K.
Karl with a K with the warehouse. They'll never figure it out. It's actually Karl with a C.
It says Rent a Coffin offers 2 unique options to interested renters. Oh, yeah, it's in pounds. So for 100 pounds, it says $132. Customers can arrive at the party in your own coffin. Well, it's not your own coffin because you rented it. Okay, it's a rental.
Yeah.
It's like pulling up an enterprise car and going, this is my own
Yeah.
car. No, it's not.
It's like when that guy came out and he was like, I've been parking next to your Dodge all weekend. Yeah, I rented it.
Do you think if Enterprise did this, they would smell like weed? My coffin smells like weed.
Every coffin I rent for you guys smells like weed.
And it needs to be vacuumed.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I find a Kleenex in the glove box.
Right.
What is happening?
Right. How do you put a glove box in a coffin?
Oh, we saw you were coming and we knew we wanted to make it special for you.
So it says they can arrive at your own party coffin assisted by members of our team. So you were right. They are carrying these people in.
That's a lot of people.
Okay. Hand to God.
What's up, telling you? Like, all right, get out. I got a party today.
Yeah. So I rent one. Okay. I rent one. First off, do I fit? Butter and a shoehorn. They cram me in.
Yeah.
Second off, they're going to need extra staff to carry that into the party.
They have water slides now at parks where you have to stand on a scale. So they can figure out, like,
Yeah.
no, you can't go on this ride. Or so
Right.
they have to, like, weight balance the raft.
Yeah.
You know that people are like, yeah, I only weigh this because if it's England, like, I only weigh, like, whatever stone.
Yeah.
And you get there and like, no.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
When we're keeping your deposit.
Yeah. So, but it
They
says,
show up at your house and like, oh, God, we should have brought more guys.
but here's our next sentence. It says, you'll look like a boss being carried into the party in a real casket.
No, you won't.
I've never thought, man, you know what would make me cooler? Being carried in a real casket.
Hey, there's 2 of us.
Yeah.
Let's get the tiebreaker. Michaela, you show up at the Stranger Things wine mixer
Oh, okay. There you go.
in a
Yep.
coffin. Are you showing up like a boss? Just like Mac was not paying attention.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love it. I love it.
So
But here's the deal. So for £300 or $396, customers can keep the coffins overnight. I don't want that because what do you think's happening in that coffin?
Wow.
Yeah, I was going to say brown chicken, brown cow, right? For
Right.
sure.
For
Right.
sure.
For sure.
You're not getting that weed smell out.
So it says the fellas recommend using the coffin to store drinks or just sleep in it when the party ends.
Hey, you can throw some beers in it or just yourself, whichever you want.
They even offer extra add-on effects like a smoke machine that triggers when the casket opens. I can just picture them throwing a smoke bomb in there, shutting the lid, carrying you in, open it up, and you're like, oh, and they're like, ta-da.
No, they're just like, as they close it, they're just like, hey, take a hit of this.
Yeah.
And then you open up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My coffin smells like weed. Yeah, we know. We're aware.
Yeah,
So
it's one of the packages we offer. We are aware of this.
that's 500 pounds. So, but it says, and so are you. So you're not getting my coffin.
I will say this. This is a dated article because the pound is now fallen lower than the dollar.
Okay.
So now it's cheaper.
Okay. Oh, really?
So for 100 pounds, it'd only be like $98.
So you look like a boss, like you saved.
Right.
You saved like a boss.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, because you got it at Aaron's Rent Center.
So it says, Halloween's been their busiest time of year. The 3 men focus on year-round coffin rentals. I can't imagine like in February for Valentine's Day. Listen, I'm meeting my wife's family for the first time. I want to be carried in like a boss, So it says, we're new to the online scene. A website launched a few weeks ago before Halloween. We're not strictly a Halloween-based project, though. We provided coffins for small film sets. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Friday the 13th celebrations. That makes more sense. So why would people want something as creepy as a coffin hanging around? Besides authenticity, Waters thinks the appeal is the shock value. Yeah, probably.
Now,
First thing Waters said that was smart.
I don't know what they do in the UK. Like I know here we have hearses. They don't mention any of that. So they like just pulling up like in an El Camino.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, we're gonna have everyone outside. Oh no, don't do that.
Yeah.
Make sure they're inside.
Yeah, we have a Honda Civic. You're gonna hang out on an angle. You're strapped to a dolly, and we're gonna have a guy sit on the trunk and pull you as we drive to the party.
They have a mini.
Yeah,
They're just like
they got a skateboard. They just put you on a skateboard and they pull you behind. Nice. So it says coffins resonate with people because death is usually a taboo subject. Well, they're correct. So I don't know how, like a boss walking into a party. Dude, bro's dead. Man, that's a boss move. You know what I mean? What do you do? But he's still coming to the party.
Can you imagine if you showed up, someone who, like an elderly family member is there,
Yeah.
passes away from shock because you came in a coffin.
Ooh.
And then you're like, I'm just going to say, good news, bad news.
I got it for 24 hours.
Good news, bad news.
Yeah.
Always look on the bright side of life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everyone we already know is here.
Yeah.
We have the coffin.
Then they get her to the funeral home the next day and they're like, this body smells like weed. They stored her in that coffin overnight. It's great. Man.
Oh, they start lowering her. They're going, whoa. Just tip her out. I got a deposit again.
That's a rental.
Yeah.
They still got my library card.
Don't get any dirt on that.
How do you imagine having like a punch card? I've rented 9 coffins. 10th one's free. But it says, suddenly throw it into a party situation and people go nuts for it.
Oh, I don't know so much about that. I guess it's just not my scene. Like I don't quite.
No.
I'm not into the whole Halloween thing myself.
No, I'm not either. And I know a lot of people decorating, and there's people that have like, makeshift coffins in their front yard and stuff, and that's fine.
But there's a place right around my house where they literally have skeletons dressed up like the Scooby Gang.
Okay.
And the mystery machine right behind it.
Okay.
And I'm like, do you do something else with it? Like,
Yeah.
Do you just like, or do you just rent it out from these people?
You get the
This mystery machine smells like weed.
Yeah, I know. You got the Scooby-Doo nativity scene at Christmas.
The skeleton one's up. Scrappy Doo is Jesus. Wow, I hate Jesus. How do you say that? It's Scrappy Doo.
It's Scrappy Doo. He's the worst Doo of all Doos.
And I've seen some Doos.
Wow. There ain't 3 wise men in the whole bunch.
No.
Where can they find us, Ted?
You can find us walking backwards in inside-out clothes most times on thatchecksout.net. You can find us on all the socials. That Checks Out WDT. That Checks Out has been a TCO production, recorded here at Audio Hive Podcasting Studio for once with a professional producer, aka not Mac.
It's me.
Give you a whole setup. Oh yeah, that's me, Michaela. Yay! Don't forget to check out our friends, the Conversing Couple, Dave and Leslie, and their podcast. Follow them, follow us, go to our socials, give us a 5-star review. It's been great. Music's never coming in. So I'm just
Sorry, it won't move.
No.
I'll just do it in post.
Yeah, we'll fix it in post.
We'll fix it in post.
We'll fix it in post.
Good thing I wore my leather pants.
We'll get you next time.